Well, hello there, friends. Welcome back to Pennsylvania, and welcome to Friday, the 18th of July, day, I believe this is 5, of the NMRA National Convention 2025. So, we got a couple more some clinics this morning, then operating session this afternoon, and potentially a couple layout tours this evening before we wrap up most of what we're doing at the convention this weekend with pizza party tonight. So hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you later.
Our first stop on Friday after going to clinics was seeing the layouts at the convention hotel. So enjoy this look at the modular layouts that were set up.
No longer hasn't received rail traffic in probably 30 years. But
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the orders are for both 405 and us 208 got the same order to meet in East Jackson, or to meet in.
After touring the layouts at the hotel and getting some lunch, we headed to our last operating session of the week, which was at Rick Neibert's Chessie system Huntington division layout. He models the Chessie system in West Virginia in the mid-1970s through the mid-1980s in a 35 by 45 foot room. So enjoy a look at his layout and the operations we did on the layout. Somebody's bouncing up a good one.
10 minutes more time since it doesn't specify. That's what I'm used to anyway.
No, there isn't really a fast clock, otherwise I'd say it's definitely...
Right, yeah.
You can ask the boss in the room there.
Everybody's straight through now.
So how long are you going to work on this yet? 16 years, 16? Very nice.
Convenient for me. It is.
It's awful confusing.
Yeah. Especially for we're not here now, so know with these slow controls and everything else. Let's see, that's lined up, and that's lined up, and that's lined up.
Those were somebody else. I heard somebody else mention, so I'm going to take these two out of the
Oh, I didn't reset that turnout. After our operating session, we headed to tour Don Autio and Tom Weaver's CP rail layout. They model a representation of the eastern 50 miles of Canadian Pacific, then known as CP rails, Sudbury to Sault Ste. Marie secondary main line. They model it during the summer of 1984 to maximize the amount of traffic on the line before some was diverted in following years. They do timetable and train order operations when they operate the layout. Enjoy this look at a very unique prototype in a unique era.
Marchand here, who's one of the NMRA DCC committee guys, earlier today, and he told me some interesting stuff. So we like to advance consist the locomotives, and Digitrax is terrible for doing that. And he just told us some stuff today that I never knew. So apparently Digitrax has a dip switch on their controller that will let you do it just like NCE.
Oh,
Except
really?
they don't tell anybody about it. I haven't tried it, but we will be trying it. So the dirty dogs. That's a big wood chip, Jeff. This is my car.
There were
I think.
some big beavers at that mill.
No, that may be your car.
That's my car.
That one just like it.
It's the only fit. You got a 50-42?
Yeah, what do I sub it with if I don't have one? I must have one that's here's the substitute car. Or the exchange car. The doors are motors, but I built one because I needed to exchange it. So we do loads for empties here in between operating sessions. So this one is an off-spot car. That one won't be unloaded. That car will have to be spotted and I'll get unloaded over on this track. I'll come by and I take all the loaded cars off and replace them all with empties.
With chips.
With chips.
Oak wood. You just lift them off. There's just a shelf in the fiddle yard of loads.
So counting tracks.
Was there road bed down below the?
Hi there, friends. Welcome back to the Ohio and Pennsylvania, and welcome to Saturday morning, the 19th of July 2025. So yesterday, we start off the day with a couple clinics. Andrew and I split up, so Andrew did what freight cars for your industry, or what industries for your freight cars, and scenery ground cover pallets, which both sounded interesting as well. I was going to do introduction to static graphs, but it was full, so I ended up doing how to light your layout, which was also interesting, learning about how to get colors and lights correct. And then there was another one about 2 prototypes, 2 models, and that one was fairly interesting as well. Just talking about 2 different methods of going about building models for contests. So yeah, that was the morning. Then we got to wander around the display layouts, chat with a couple people, and then we headed back to the hotel. There we got some lunch briefly before heading out to Rick Neibert's Chessie System Huntington division for our final operating session of the week. So we got there, we got all set up. We got some time to just wander around because he wasn't starting early. So he just kind of let us wander around the layout, got to chat to a couple people, and then we started. And so we pulled a paper, and then we went in that order. Now I picked a road freight, and he wanted us to wait until some of the coal shifters were done with their work. So we did. So I got to wander around, film for a little while, and then took my train out eventually. Because I had a TFC train, so I took off the first 5 cars from my train, put it into the TFC yard at Huntington, and then pulled out some. So, yeah, that was good. Then I had to wait for congestion.
yeah, it was like, oh, yeah, this is why railroads do CTC and signaling, because otherwise things get crazy congested. And he's planning to do that soon, apparently, so, yeah. But anyways, eventually made it across the railroad, and then pulled Amtrak, so I went the other way with Amtrak, got to do a bit of switching along the way, because he had a Mail and Express car in the back. And I do like Amtrak Mail and Express, so getting to operate that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was fun. Definitely enjoyed the session. Lots of fun, and got to chat with a lot of people as well. So yeah, with that, we then headed to the car and debated what we wanted to do. Ended up deciding to go to one layout tour that we had spotlighted, the CP Rail by, I can't remember the names of people. But anyways, we headed to that layout. So yeah, we got there and got to chat with the owner a good bit, because there wasn't really anybody else there at the time we arrived. And yeah, it was great. Just really very, very nicely detailed layout. Owner is very insightful and very knowledgeable about the area and what he was modeling, because it was 1984, which is a very unusual time period. So he had his reasons for that. Well, they had their reasons for that. So yeah. So it was cool. I really enjoyed that layout tour. Definitely was worth a bit of a drive, it was. So with that, then headed back to the hotel for the pizza. There's the first time they were doing a pizza party at the National Convention. So unfortunately, Andrew and I miscommunicated, and he didn't have entry, so we worked out something. He found something to do for a little bit while I went, because I was like, well, I paid, I might as well go. So I ended up meeting earlier in the day. I had met Mark Herrick, who owns the BNSF Montana division in Connecticut. He just happened to stop by. And so I ended up talking with him and his little posse at the pizza party. So I met one of his friends, also from Connecticut, and he and I just chatted for a while during that. And then some friends from the operating session today came over and chatted about their layouts as well. So yeah, overall it's a great day. A lot going on, and a good way to wrap up the week at the convention. So with that, it is now Saturday morning. That means that we'll be heading to the National Train Show here in just a little bit, so we gotta pack up and then we'll head out there. So yeah, that'll pretty much wrap up the week. We might get another layout tour in today, but other than that, we'll be heading home later. So I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of the footage I'll get, and I'll see you guys for wrapping up the convention. So
we finished up our week at the convention on Saturday with the National Train Show to start. We got there early, as convention attendees were allowed in before the general public, so we got to take a look at new announcements from the manufacturers there, as well as got to buy various items for our layouts. We also got to look at the various layouts that were set up, which is most of the footage that I have from that day, so enjoy a look at those layouts.
Hear it? Yeah, that's tsunami Q. Go to the tsunami Q to both five. Yeah.
That's why we made him come in the radio.
David Steele.
Well, it'd be worse.
You broke apart. Rest of one.
Hey Scott, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Good. Kind of surprised to see you. Bob. Huh? Yeah. Usually come around here. This way. They'll be coming around the corner.
On the outside of that. And then some t-shirts and some miscellaneous. Actually, I did see some bridge stuff earlier. I'm gonna need to go to bridge soon. For that.
That's a neat
That's an international 1954 color scheme, so it's a good one. I have Santa Fe, I have Amtrak.
The other ones are After spending most of Saturday at the National Train Show, we made our last stop of the convention at Ron King's Erie Railroad layout. He models the Erie Railroad in 1953 from Orono, New York to Marion, Ohio. He also models the yard and engine terminal at Meadville, Pennsylvania. He has worked on the layout for 40 years, and it really shows. So enjoy this look at a lifetime labor of love layout.
You don't say anything, you can say, well, he tried his best. In real life, the A and the B were really close up because they were brought out. Right now,
Andrew and I made our final stop of the convention trip in Bellevue, Ohio, where we got some time to eat dinner and then watch trains on Norfolk Southern. We saw several interesting trains in the time we were there, so I hope you enjoy watching those trains go by. Hi there, friends, and welcome to the end of the NMRA 2025 National Convention series. I hope you guys enjoyed a look at what I did throughout the convention week, and especially with this last episode in the series. I know it's taken a while to get this whole series out, as life got busy after I got back from the convention with moving, and it's been busy now with my girlfriend, so yeah, things have been a lot busier this summer and recently, so haven't got as much video editing done as I would like, but finally getting around to getting this out. I hope you guys didn't mind, and it was worth the wait to see the end of the convention. To recap the last part that I hadn't yet, the National Train Show was pretty interesting. We got to see a lot of the new products, but we spent more time looking at various vendors and buying equipment for our layouts. I ended up getting several center beam flat cars, several covered hoppers, including one labeled for the Milwaukee Racing and Troy, as well as a cylindrical hopper and a couple others. I also bought some intermodal containers, some switches, and also a ES44 AC, which I will eventually strip and repaint for the Ohio and Pennsylvania. I then also bought some magazines and shirts. We got to also look at some of the layouts, and I got to meet up with my friend Mike, who was there with a few friends for the National Train Show. We then got to see Ron King's Erie layout, which was pretty remarkable. He spent 40 years working on it, so it was pretty impressive. We then ended the week with rail fanning in Bellevue, so getting to see some of those trains was interesting, especially that nuclear waste train. That was quite unique. But yes, it was a great convention and really enjoyed it. It'd been a while since I'd been to a national convention, but I definitely want to go to another one soon. While I didn't get to go to Chattanooga this summer, I'm hoping in 2028 to get to Rochester, but we'll see if my schedule permits. But I hope you guys enjoyed going along on the journey to Novi with me, and hopefully you'll see some new videos soon. So until then, I'll see you guys later.